Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss about the topic the 6 steps of marketing research process. Now what is marketing research? Now marketing research is basically collecting the data from your customers as well as your competitors and analyzing the ways of improving either your current steps or ways in which you can add something new to your business so as to basically improve the overall problem statement that you have defined for a particular marketing research process. Right now there are 6 major steps in the marketing research process. Let's begin with the first one. The first one is basically identifying the problem, or to say it better, identifying the opportunity. Now what does that mean is you need to find a problem statement and you need to analyze that is a problem that I am facing currently, and this is what I want to improve on. Now what can be the basic questions that a company can find as an opportunity to improve, right? Some of them can be, how many of my current customers, recent customers, were the first time purchasers? What was my retention rate? Is my price more than for the product than my competitors? Has the competitor launched something new that I need to take care of and maybe launch something in competition of that? What is my current flow in the market? How easy is for the customers to check out? Even it can be a brick and mortar store, or it can be your e-commerce site. How easy is the checkout process? Are people abandoning their e-commerce carts on my website? Why is that? Why is the conversion so low? Why is the overall traffic on my website so low in past 3 months? All these questions. So you need to identify the basic opportunity which you can lead to the improvement, right? And after you have defined that, after that only the next steps come into place, because you cannot have multiple problems to sort with the same marketing research process, right? Because each problem requires its own special kind of treatment, right? Now the second one, once you have identified the problem, the second one is you need to identify the overall research plan. Now the research plan basically means you need to lay out what questions you basically need to ask or you need to look for from the market in terms of data collection, right? Now there are two basic ways of analyzing the research plan. One is primary, other is secondary. Primary basically means you directly interact with the customers on one-to-one basis, and it is usually more costlier than the secondary research, but it gives you a very good in-depth and on-site review of what's actually happening, right? Secondary research is basically analyzing the data that you already have or you're already collecting, maybe using Google Analytics or site behavior, past 1 year experience with the customers, all the data that you're already collecting. That so this way, since this data is easier to understand, also you can collect the secondary data from government websites, all the portals that are available online, right? Public information, basically public forums. This is very easy to attain, cheaper than the primary research, and it can, over a long time, it can give you a very good predictive analysis, right? So you need to realize what you're going to do in primary research, what is going to do in secondary research under the when deciding the overall research plan. Third one is collecting the data. Now once you have decided on which path to take, the most important step is starting to collect the data. Now what usually happens in collecting data, the most common things that happen is conducting surveys. If you have different websites or similar products within your catalog, then you can do A/B tests to see how people are responding to A versus B product or A versus B website design. So yeah, so that way you know that which one is better. In email marketing, usually people try out different subject lines or different email formats to see which email format or subject line led to more open rates, click rates, right? So that way they know that okay, this works and they need to implement it finally. Social media polling, so there are a lot of social media polling that happens on Facebook, on Twitter, right? So this gives you the overall what majority of people are thinking. Now majority is important because that is what will basically convert more, right? You cannot have everybody on the same page, but if most of the people are on the same page, that means you're on the right track. uh, and obviously you need to be with the pool, right? In-person interviews is another important thing. Now in-person interviews, as in surveys, both are very important. Interviews are very important. If you can actually do it, a bit costly, but if companies can do it, that is very in depth from the customer, right? Focus groups, again, focus group discussion usually bring out a lot of things from the existing customers. Let their heart out. They will tell you what they think about the brand, about the product. So all those things are important. So these are the ways where how you can collect all the information. Once this information is collected, we come to the fourth step, that is analyzing the information. I have told you in my previous videos also, collecting data is not going to help at all, because data overloading also leads to nothing. If you don't know how to analyze the data, if you don't know how to present the data, you will not be able to come to the results. Now, what comes under analyzing the data? Now, there are four major things under analysis. The first one is descriptive analysis. Now, in the descriptive analysis basically means representing the data in the form of charts and tables. So that way you can analyze the overall trend. Right now, most of the websites use Google Analytics to see the number of users, the number of visitors, number of click rates, open rates on their website. They do that using Google Analytics, and usually Google Analytics has a graph for it. Even in YouTube channels, when you go to the analytics section for your channel, you will always see a graph, because that gives you a holistic view over a period of time, right? Diagnostics. Now, diagnostic analysis basically means what is the cause and what is the effect. So you need to analyze those things. So let's say I got a drop of 15% in the number of visitors on my website. Now, this is the you need to analyze the cause and effect. Why is it happening? Is it because you have too many pop-ups on your website on the homepage that people are not be able to navigate your website properly? Is it because your website has a very slow load time, so and you need to improve that? So what is the way? So you need to analyze the cause and the effect, right? So this becomes diagnostic analysis. Third one, predictive analysis. Now, predictive analysis basically utilizes both your existing data and also the data you have collected, and finally it tries to basically optimize and predict the future. So let's say a certain company realizes that during the opening of schools after holidays, it's a school uniform brand or something. They see that the purchase of the school uniforms increases many folds, right? So the opening of the schools after summer holidays causes this effect, right? So this is something they have realized. Now, they might think that since their business always works good that way, they might also need to launch a website so that they can ease out the customer purchase and launch their own website, maybe along with the brick and mortar store, and earn more profits. So they need to realize the cause and effect. So predictive analysis is also a way that you know that in winters, the winter wear clothing shoots up, right? Summer wear shoots up. So they predict with the help of the last whole year or last 2 years, whatever data they already have, they use it to predict what will happen. Most of the companies do this. This is the very easiest method to do, right? Fourth one is the prescriptive analysis. Now, prescriptive analysis basically utilizes all three of the starting ones: descriptive, diagnostics, and predictive. So prescriptive analysis is basically finding the ultimate solution and optimizing the course of action, right? You already know the predictions, you already have analyzed everything. What is the prescription of it, right? What is the ultimate diagnosis, right? So all these things, four things come under the data analysis structure. Once you have analyzed the data, right, you know what are the results, you need to present the results, right? Presenting a result basically means it can be in the form of charts, it can be in the form of presentations, it can be in the form of videos. It should be descriptive dashboard, a descriptive chart of your findings and your way forward. That is really important, because if you cannot present your results, you won't be able to communicate it within the organization, and implementation will never happen. So basically the whole purpose of marketing research dies if you have done everything and you cannot make it understand to the organization, your people, and you cannot implement it, right? Sixth part finally is incorporating your findings. Incorporating your findings basically means taking actions for whatever information you find out with final analysis. Put it into action, because if you cannot put it into action, it's a total waste, right? So you need to analyze that these 6 steps is how every research works. Now, varying on industries, so these are all the overall options, right? So companies decide which step they want to skip. Obviously they cannot skip all steps, but basically we shorten the time frame of that, and which step they want to elaborate on, what is their problem statement, accordingly they decide. But these 6 steps are basically uniform. They have to go through each step to finally come to a conclusion, right? Some of them do it fast, some of them take a lot of time, some of do it with existing data, some might want existing plus primary data, collecting data from the customers. So it's their call. But all in all, these 6 steps result into proper marketing research process and coming up with a proper plan for execution for the current opportunity or problem statement that the company has decided. I hope you like the video. Please subscribe, please like and share, and please take care of yourself.